Welcome to the Daily D, and today we are making Christmas tree brownies. We usually make these every year, and so you can make your own brownies or make them from a mix. When I was at Costco one day, I usually buy these around Christmas time, and now they have, for a 13 9-inch pan with extra thick brownies, you use 2 pouches. I've got a 12 by 12-inch pan that I'm using, so they'll be a little thinner, but that's okay. And what I do is I put a piece of parchment paper this way and a piece of parchment paper that way, and that's going to allow us to pick up the brownies right out of the pan rather than cutting them, because when I do that I always mess them up and end up, you can't get as many out of it because you messed it up. So you're just going to follow the directions for the brownies of your choice, and it doesn't matter how many you make. I'm just showing you how we're doing ours this year, and we'll end up doing more of them, but we're just going to show small batches while we do the video. Okay, and then this calls for 2/3 cup of water, 2/3 a cup of oil, and 2 eggs. So all I'm going to do is mix that up. These are really easy and simple for kids to do. Jesse and I enjoy doing them together, and basically after we make the brownies, we let them cool, then we turn them into Christmas trees. And it's really nice to do if you're sending them to school or bring them into work, because they look really festive. Bring them to a party. So that's all mixed up. I'm just going to bring my pan over. And I'm going to pour the brownies into the pan. And this bowl, glass bowl I have, is a really, really heavy bowl. So it's a little hard to... Sorry if my hands are all in the way. Now I'm just going to spread these through the pan. Now if you find your parchment paper, it's hard to get it to stay in the pan without folding all over, you can try putting the bottom one, putting a little butter or something on your pan on the bottom and sides, and the parchment paper will stick to it but still come out easy. Now if you heard that beep, that's my oven ready to put them in. So I'm going to bake these according to the package directions, and we will be back when they're cool. So we'll see you then. Brownies are still in the oven, but I forgot to show you this step. You have a couple choices of what you can use. Some years I've used like a candy cane and broken off the rounded part, but sometimes I find it's a little too fat, some of them, to get inside the brownie. So this year I decided to take straight pretzels, and we are only going to dip them halfway. These are going to be our tree, like the stump of the Christmas tree, and so we're just going to put them on parchment paper like that, and this is nice and thin. That should go into the brownie well. So when we put it inside the brownie, we're just going to put it up to inside up to here. Okay, so we're just going to go through here and do up enough to make all of our Christmas trees. Welcome back. This is currently the next day. By the time we got the brownies out and they were going to be cooled enough, it would have been around 11:30, midnight, and we didn't want to get into it then. So I just covered them with foil, the pan with foil, and I took them out today. Now, with the way you do it, because you put in the parchment paper, you just lift it right out so you don't need to worry about everything. Once it's lifted out, you just cut off the hard ends, and these are my favorite parts, so there was more, ate them. Okay, and then I kind of judge and put it into 4 or however big you want it. Now, you do have the option of using like a cookie cutter. The problem with that is if you put one here, then the next one's going to be here and there's a lot of waste. So if you want it to look really fancy, you could do that, but this is what we do. So once it's into around 4, as you can see, this isn't quite even, that doesn't matter. You just take off a corner end. Now, what I do is, see that on my knife, I just use a paper towel to clean that off, because that will cause it to stick. And then, does that look about right, Jessie? I think so. And you just cut it into a triangle. And then you'd go this way, and you have 2 trees. Okay, and you can put them whichever way they look best. And then you take one of the ends, and you stick it in, so it's like a little Christmas tree. And then what we do, I almost break this open because I thought it was tied. We get these little stars at a bulk store. So if I'm going to do things in green, I just take these scribbables, Cake Mate scribbables, and I will put a little dot there. Let's do a green one. Put that there. I put a little too much. It's been a year since I've done these. And then I can take any color I want, because you get 4 colors with the scribbables. And I just usually, let me see, get this going. And I will just put them like that. You have to let it completely dry. This icing will completely dry. You can also use the icing to decorate cookies once it's completely dry, and you can stack them and they won't cause a problem. And that's your brownie Christmas tree. And they look nice, especially kids like them. They love decorating them. So we're going to go ahead and decorate the rest of these, and we'll see you back in a few minutes. Okay, we are done. We, tried to do all different kinds of designs. This is great for kids because they can do simple ones. We use little snowmen, we use stars, we use the little crystal sugar, just dots, little gold beads. These are like little, I don't know, hearts and flowers. Stars here, more flowers here, little hard little beads on these ones. So we tried to make a variety to give you some ideas. A lot of people, you'll see, they put in, a piece of a candy cane. But a lot of people don't like the taste of candy canes, and candy canes are really hard. So this year I thought, well, why don't I just cover the bottoms of, what are they? Pretzel sticks. And do them, and they have their little tree stump or whatever it is, and it's a little easier to eat. So I really highly suggest you do this with your kids. It's a lot of fun. The 12 by 12 pan made about 30. Yeah, about 30. And plus you had little pieces in the ends that Jessie and I ate, and we almost feel sick now after eating them all. So these we're going to leave out to dry for a few hours. We're going to pop them in the freezer until Christmas time. These are cute little things that you can, bring to events or send to school or bring to work. And people like picking the one they think is the cutest. So thank you for joining us. I hope you're getting some good ideas. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, happy baking.